Okay, looks like we are online. Except for you, Twitch. Come on, Twitch. Yep, seems to be fine. Let's get this started. I'm gonna finish this today. Oh, that looks so nice from a distance. From a very distant distance. Okay, waiting for the chat to begin. So far, well, I need to view event. View event. View event. I'm going to start doing this just to make sure I'm not missing any chats, because sometimes I feel like I am. From a very... Oh, shut up, person. Okay. That looks like that's all going and going and going. Oh, there we are now. Hey, Anna. Nice to see you. Anna's old friend from college. And Venus, thank you. I do got this. We're gonna do this. Okay, so I've been doing the color a little bit. And I'm just experimenting with how this is all going to work. I'm thinking of trying to get some rainbow light up in this. Careful to duplicate so I don't ruin everything the first moment that I try. Let's do it the other way. Let's make this an even broader gradient. Maybe leave blue out of this. Focus on the brighter end of the spectrum. Yeah, let's see how that looks. Ooh! Hey, Beowulf! Aw, thanks for subscribing again. Oh! We have it. Hard light. Might be a little too intense. I'm gonna knock it back. Yeah. I think we've got a winner. And here's the previous light that I had. Maybe I can layer all of this, make something that's really interesting. Give it a little texture. Because light needs texture. I feel like light needs texture. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna put all this light aside for now and turn that on when I feel ready again. Now I've got to work on these puddles here. I've got one puddle. Now the thing is, I don't want it to be that bright, but when I knock it back, it just looks all muddy. So I'm going to see if... Yeah, I should probably turn the light on. The reason I'm futzing with all of this first is because I'm choosing the colors for all of the characters, and I just want to make sure it all looks good together. That's a bit better. Okay, well, I think sort of the iridescent look is fine. And you know what I'm noticing is that I should probably only do this for the puddles that are up front, because it's going to get just a lot harder to tell detail the higher up we get. I'll fix that when I get up there. Yep, making sure I select this. Oops, wrong way. Now this isn't, what you normally tune in here to see, but I really want this illustration to be worth the whole of the book to get to. Like it's the last page of big reveal, so I want to make sure it's a good one. And the other thing is that I have to keep everything really editable because I've got the author and the editor who always make very good suggestions, but had I not made things very editable and on a bajillion different layers, it would have been a nightmare. But this is something I learned from experience. Keep things editable. Keep them editable. Make it editable. Let's just say that. Let's make it editable. Edit-enabled. Yeah. It's good. That is good. And this little selection trick where all these puddles, I had all these puddles separated out on a million different levels, but that was like really hard to manage. Not hard, but just there's so many layers and folders in this file already that I'm just doing this magic wand trick. And there we go. I think that is all the blue that will be required. Let's make this blue a little bit brighter, a little more cheerful. Let's see how that looks when I turn the lights back on. Yeah. I like these lights, but let me try something where I knock it back a bit. Feather select. Get a very soft eraser, knock back the opacity, make this real big, feather on feather. There we go. Yeah, that makes things a little easier to see. Oh my gosh, I actually like this. What's happening? Glorioski. Oh. Don't ruin it, Joe. Don't ruin it. Okay, let me actually keep the light on to make sure I'm not making more mistakes. Wow, I actually followed an instinct and I think it's paying off. What is happening? And, let me, whoa, I've missed a lot of the chat. Let me welcome everybody. Welcome, Anna, dear Anna, and Venus, and welcome Jaws Lover on Twitch. Awesome. And Anna said, not that old though. True. I just got a new headshot taken, and I'm like, looking at oh my god, I've got crow's feet. I didn't even notice. Wow. The years catch up with you. And also the 2 years of not sleeping catches up with you. Oh, so I said hello to Venus. Oh, did Nate text me? I already read that one. And welcome back, Katharani. Still gonna work on a new name for you if you still like. And Weird Cartoon Kid, good to see you. Lexi, welcome back. And welcome Katie and Mindy and Ice Cream Hero, and wait for it, and welcome back Fenrir, and oh, new face, Gray Pants, welcome, hey. And Katie asks, is this for a book? Yes, it's for a children's book sequel, actually. I did this illustrations for this book, Behind the Little Red Door. And actually, this is a good chance to show all you guys. The last page looked a little something like this. So it was really colorful, really bold sunset colors. And everyone really liked the last page. It's not great. But when you first open it, you're like, that's a lot of colors. So I'd like to do the same sort of thing here, although this whole book is way colorful. I'm hoping people will dig it. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. And, oh, Chloe says, I look pretty. Gosh, thank you. And good afternoon, no parking berry. And Grey Pants says, nice. I like that. So I'll get... Oh, I might be looking better than usual because oh, hey. OBS, don't you hop away from me. Because I adjusted the lights on the camera settings so that I don't look quite as orange and, I don't know, bulbous. And I didn't think it was that big a deal, but Nate was saying, like, you might want to fix this, So he's been futzing around with all the cameras and lights and things, and I am uncooperative because I just like to do things. And Nate actually puts thought into things and makes sure things are done well. So that's why I'm grateful to have him in my life. For other reasons, of course, our children, I suppose, are okay. But also he's great with lights. And the details that I don't like to spend time thinking about. Few little highlights up in here. Let's see if this is something to suggest reflections. So I'm really hoping that by the end of this stream I will have this illustration finished. The last stream, my intent was to get the... Let's knock this back. Doesn't really do much. Well, just want it to look more like water. I'll have to think about it. Oh, I know what I need to do. This will help. Yeah, if I go in and put in little swirly reflections. Not reflections so much as little reflection shadows. Yeah, I think that's what was missing. That's the wrong color, though. Come on, I was doing good. Come on. Keep the streak going. Select. A little darker. A little darker than that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that helps quite a bit. So wherever there's a character, you're going to have a little bit of a reflection type shadow in the water. Hopefully this will help make this read as water better. Oh, I'm already not liking it. See, this is the problem when you can zoom in. When you zoom in too much and keep drawing zoomed in, you lose sight of the drawing, the illustration as a whole. That's a big problem I've been having. Okay. Yeah, I think it works better with with no highlights. That's just because the rainbow itself is the highlight, and I can't keep putting highlights on it. So it'll change the whole color of the puddle. Okay. Alright, now let's get to work. So let's start with this brother and sister right here. And first, let's... Oh wait, that's bro sis. Where's the puddle jumper? Stroller, rainbow puddles. So they're up front more. Splash Brothers. There we go. Change this color to match a little bit more. And maybe I can put some white highlights here just to give it some distinction. Did I mention I'm not good at effects? Or cars, or hands, or anything like that. Ugh, it just looks so overworked now. Okay, well maybe it'll feel better when I, get these kids. Alright, so to deal with these kids, let's see. Let's choose a variety of base tones for them. The key here will be contrast. Making sure that there is plenty of contrast from one in everything that they're wearing, everything that they're ooh. There we go. Okay, that's a bit better. So he's wearing a yellow raincoat. Let's make this a really bright yellow. First, that's the underside, so it's going to be slightly darker. Color here. And select here. And also, I know this is illustration, but illustration is not my first language, as it were. So this is not the right way to do anything. Like, nothing I'm doing is the right way to do anything. So please don't think that the way I'm doing things is some sort of standard, wonderful way to do things. Because I can almost guarantee you that it is not. This is just how I survive. Oops. Oh, poop. Okay. That yellow looks good. And I'm going to be employing a variety of cheats to move this stuff quickly. If any of these characters was just one character on this page, I would be going about the illustrating, coloring. I can't even talk anymore, I'm just so stressed out. I'd be doing it in a much different way than I am now. But since I've got a million characters to get through and not much time to get through them, I'm going to be doing things sort of the quick and dirty way. Maybe his hair should be darker. Should his shirt be? Let's do a nice cool blue, almost purple. Let's make it a little bit lighter. Going to be wearing cargo pants. Let's make that cargo pants. Bloop. That's the sound of mistakes. Bloop. Okay, and while I got him here, let's give him some rosy cheeks. Kids need rosy cheeks. There we go. So we got one colored. That's pretty cool. Let's make this shadow layer. I'm gonna duplicate. Oh, I gotta do both of them. Poop! Okay, little girl. Let's figure you out. You... What color hair are you going to have? Let's say you have... sort of mousy hair. Yeah, that looks nice. Looks nice in the light. Nice and warm. And I'm going to continue the theme of yellow ring boots all throughout here. There's going to be a lot of yellow. Okay, and while I got her here, I'm gonna select the pink of that tongue. Let's give you your rosy cheeks too, kitten. Maybe too rosy. There we go. And I think I like this purple. Let's take that as a starting point. Make it a little redder. Make it a little lighter. More lavender purple. Yeah, that's good. It is good. And then her barrette and her skirt. Let's make those the same color. Let's make those something dark to contrast with the water. Maybe dark green? Let's see what your fashion sense is like. It's kind of blech. Great, we've got two characters colored. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the shadows for everything. As we see, all the main characters here, the main kids, I finished them, and I did a lot of colored line for them, which took forever. And I'm not going to be able to do that for all these characters and still get done this century. So I am going to give them the shadow layer. I'm going to make it this kind of olive green color. And I'm going to put it on subtract. And I'm just going to take this brush, big, wide, softly, and I'm just going to take pretty big I'm just going to do very broad highlights. Not going to spend too much time. Just enough to make it pop a little bit more. And the nice thing about this is that if I ever go over a little bit, I can just color that back in. Maybe try again. Okay. Maybe I'll knock this down to 75% so it doesn't just darken everything. But yeah. I think I'm going to continue going along this bent. Okay, 2 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. About 30 characters to go. No big deal. No problem. Okay. Let's all breathe and save. Breathe and save. And breathe and save. Okay, let's catch up in the chat. Hey. Okay. Let's see. Chloe says, how do you make time to work with your 2 children? I'm worried my animation work will suffer when I have children, as I currently work at a game studio. Any tips? Well, right now, since this book is a priority, the whole family is bunkering down to make time for me. We hired a nanny for the last 2 weeks. She's been here for 6 hours a day to make sure I've had time to hit this deadline. When it comes to making time for work with your kids, when your kids are small, they just are the priority, and you work as you need to work. Both Nate and I are freelancers, so we sort of, one of us is working at any given time. When both of us are working, it's really, really, really hard. And right now, he got sort of furloughed a little bit ahead of our expectations because of the virus. So I had this book in my back pocket. We pulled the trigger on it. And so that's what... right now, this book is the family income. So that's why it's the priority for everybody. But when Nate is working, I have maybe 20 hours a week that I work. And it's really hard to get that 20 hours. It is frustrating coming from a background where like you would work as much as you wanted to, but I mean your kids are only babies for a short amount of time, and it really, as long as you're getting enough rest and you're not foregoing things that are necessary for health. Sacrificing your work time it's annoying, but it's worth it. I'm not a big... We put our first daughter into daycare when she was about 2.5, and it was just really awful, and I didn't want to do that with Diana. Not that the place was awful. It was a really good daycare, but it's hard to leave your child somewhere when she's holding her arms out for you and saying, "Mama, Mama, Mama." It didn't feel right. And when you become a mother, there's a lot of advice that is invaluable from people who've come before, but sometimes you really have to trust your gut. Otherwise, you're going to regret it. And that's one thing. I'm trusting my gut. Because really, can a kid be worse off if I spend more time with him? I don't know. It depends. Am I a bad influence? I hope not. But making time for work is just... If it makes sense for the family, for me to be working, then that's when I work. But if we're not hurting for money, if Nate is working, then my work is just not a priority. And I'm totally fine with that. I kind of just want to do my own stuff anyway. I've been meaning to stop working for a couple of years now, and it just never seems to... Something always happens. Thanks, virus. But also there are things where projects come along that I cannot say no to. Like this book was one, and it's lucky that like we all decided that this was a really important project for me to do because I want to get more into children's books illustration, and it's a natural thing. I did the first book, I want to do the sequel. So we had planned to make time for me to do the book anyway. And then it turned out we really needed this. So it's lucky that that was there. So yeah, it's a give and take. When you're a freelancer, everything is always a little bit uncertain. But, these days, like I say when people ask about becoming a freelancer, it seems like not just in this industry, but generally, people are going to have to think of their careers as being freelance careers in general, because there's not the same kind of stability that we can count on. Like from the 1950s, you thought you would get a job and work there for 25 years and then get a pension and a gold watch, but that's not a thing anymore. So it pays to always have that hungry freelancer mindset. It's scarier, for sure, but the sooner you sort of accept that you're in charge of planning your own destiny, the sooner you can sort of get over that initial terror. It's not really terrifying. I still get scared sometimes. There's still periods where it's like months and everything seems to fall through. But you have to, the longer you do it, the more you can remind yourself, like, I've lived through this before, we'll get through it, it's not going to be the end of the world. And I've been through it like a dozen times, and it was never the end of the world. And a scary time always seems to precede a really productive and wonderful time. So when Tali, when she was born, neither of us had work really. And it was scary for quite a bit. We didn't really know what we were going to do. Just, there was a few things on the burner, but we're never sure if they were actually gonna materialize. And then he said, you know what? We've got a newborn baby. We've got some savings. Let's just not worry for a couple months and just see how things play out. And just enjoy having this baby. And sort of the same thing happened with Diana. And then my work picked up, which is not ideal when you have a brand new baby, because baby needs mama a whole lot. And Diana's a year and a half, she still really needs mama. She's still waking up 3 or 4 times a night on a good night. I'm just going to have to leave that at subtract. I thought I had something better. Maybe if I adjust the hue, I'll get something with a little more contrast. What was I saying? Oh, I'm going off on a tangent now. But just, like, if you've put the work in your career and you've made the network and you've made the connections, and I definitely put in my time before we had our first. And the network came through when we needed it to. And Nate got a really good, steady job after that, and then we started feeling more and more comfortable. This cat. You know what, maybe I'm gonna move this cat and bird. They're so cute. Nah. It's getting in the way of the text. Maybe I'll just lighten that streak right up there. We'll get to it. Okay, so why have I been futzing around with them? I've got so many characters to do. So we've got Main Kids, Splash Brothers. Okay, let's do the jacket right here. Oh, and now I can see. Alright, and let's do a nice base color. Alright, so in conclusion, just when you put in the work and make sure you've got a cushion and just arrange things, just make sure you know what your priority is when you have kids, and definitely have your support network in place, because it's very hard, but it's the greatest. It really is. And it's one of the cartoons I want to make that explains like how I can complain 24 hours a day about how tired I am, but I still wouldn't change things. Okay, behind on the chat. I went off on a big tangent. Fenrir says, have I seen Nocturna? Yeah, we bought it on iTunes. I remember it was supposed to come out when I was in college, and then it never made it to the indie theater, and I forgot about it for a couple of years, found it on iTunes, and it's beautiful. Yeah. And hi Jeff, are Masha and I late for the PBN class? What's PBN? Public Broadcast Nuisance? I don't know. And LJ says my work looks really good. I appreciate that. Thank you, LJ. And welcome back, Julio. Thanks for liking the piece. And Weird Cartoon Kid says funky music. Yeah, this is my funk playlist. And Freckles. Maybe if I have time, I'll put some Freckles on here. And welcome, DMRMRT. And No Parking Berry says, I was wondering what is the best way to color line art in Photoshop without leaving tiny uncolored gaps? What the heck, I'll show you. There's this button right here, lock. Like I did my character line art, and then I did a fill pass on a different layer underneath. And so I have my line art, I go up here, and I lock it, and then I select a big wide brush, and I just, let me select a different color so you can see. Let's make this blue. And I just, well, that doesn't look good. But you can see what I'm doing. A big wide brush to go over that, and it just, changes the color entirely. Or if you don't want to, if you don't want to do it by hand, you can go to Effects, Color Overlay, and just change the color there. If you don't need to do any detail work, if you just need to change all the color. So that's the easy way to do coloring line in Photoshop. So let's see, what color hair are they going to have? Let's say a reddish brown. Or let's do a black. Sort of, not pure black, more of a reddish, brownish black. So it can still react to the light. Yeah, good. It is good. Yeah, and I'm cheating the colored line. All of this line art is black, but with this color overlay of the light, things are sort of cheated. To look like a colored line, even though it is really simply black. So expand. Also, when I make a selection, I expand a little bit to make sure nothing is gonna be undercolored. I don't know, you know what I mean. I start sentences, starts out good, and then I just fuzzle off into mizmash. Uh-oh, wait, save. I've got to save. And don't forget to save your work. Actually, yeah, pure black is still affected with this setting. Alright, good to know. Good to know. This brush I'm using now is called Big Wide Softly, and I should be going back and forth. Normally I'd be going back and forth with other brushes, but I'm in a time crunch. As I don't know if I've mentioned, this is the second day after the deadline. But what I like about Big Wide Softly is that it's just a nice compromise from a lot of different kinds of brushes. It's not too soft-edged. It's soft-edged when I need it to be soft-edged, and it's sort of more hard-edged when I need it to be hard-edged. Okay, let's see. Let's give her a green shirt. And let's give her darker pants. Maybe just a darker green. Maybe, yeah. How about dark blue? She's wearing jeans. Let's give her a white earring, a little pearl. And sometimes with a detail like that, I like to delete the line. Big Wide Softly is not the greatest when it comes to being an eraser for something hard-edged. Come on, come on. 0. I'm just gonna delete that. All the way. Okay. So there we have Mama. I think I'm gonna darken her hair or lighten it. Yeah. Let's lighten their hair so you can still see the outline. I like the flat color, self-colored line look, but since I'm not using that anywhere else in this illustration, I just want to keep the outline apparent. Oh, what has happened here? Oh, I see how it is. Let's give him I don't know, let's give him a white shirt. Why not? And light blue pants. He's so cute. He sees his friends. He wants to go play. And his mama's like, no, it's wet. Put the raincoat on. And he's like, but mama, George doesn't have a raincoat. And he's like, well, I'm not George's mother. Ma, you're totally cramping my style. It's just easier to draw this in. And I've got the color layer locked so I'm not painting outside the lines. Not perfect, but it's something there. Let's avoid this tangent, guys. So many tangents. So many. There, that's better. So we got all the color there. Let's make our shadow layer the way I was showing before. Not levels. Take the saturation down. It's... whoa. Saturation and lightness. Take that down to black. Well, it's supposed to be black. And sample this. Wow, crazy, man. This light is crazy. And put it on subtract. And take the lock off. Take the lock off and put this on clear. And I'm just gonna be a lot loosey-goosier with this shadow. I gotta pick up the pace. Yeah, I'll go back in a second and draw a bit of shadow back in where it's necessary. Yeah, I like this method because it's very, very flexible. It may not be the best, but I can always go back in and add and take away. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody on your stuff together. All right. 5, 4, 3, let's jam. Cowboy Bebop ripoff. Here. Let's just bring some shadow back in her hair to give that some life. Oh, too much time, Joe. Too much time. There we go. And you know what? They could use a little bit of a cast shadow. Let's see. Let's see if this looks okay. Yeah, I don't need it to be too precise. Just knock it back a little bit. Just something subtle. Okay. God, I have so much more to do. Okay, jacket. Koi's wife. So don't tell Koi, but I put his family as a little Easter egg in here. He's got 2 cute little girls and a beautiful wife, and I put them right here. I put us over here. But I'll get to that later. Alright, so let's see. What should her base color be? It's kind of what her hair is. Make it a little pinker. Was that? Maybe much pinker. Yeah, that's good. Well. She just looks so much more orangey. I guess there's not a way to get... I guess that's the trouble with this... all this light falling down. Okay, let's catch up on the chat, because it's been a while. Coloring line arts. I love the tangent. Really helpful hearing your insight in the situation. I could talk about kids forever. I need to stop myself. Zoran! Hey, Zoran! Thanks for the pep talk. Zoran, did you start recording those voices yet? Because once I finish this, I'm gonna have a couple days to do a super secret fun project. Oh, my mom's here. Hi, Mom. There was a whole family FaceTime. I was just that I was not on, but... And Yellow Cerberus said, do you decide your palette in the beginning or allow it to evolve over the piece? Well, I just knew that this last page had to be really colorful. So I'm just doing it in stages, hoping that I don't mess up. That's why I say don't, this isn't the right way to do things. The right way to do it is to do a color study first. But I haven't really had time. I didn't really even have time to design the characters. It's just sort of a make it up as you go sort of thing. And that's not the right way to do it. But the right way to do it, you do a color study, you do a value study, and there are far better illustrators than I who can show you the way it's supposed to be done. Whoa! Definitely don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn the light off here. just to fix this little part. And again, this is probably all going to look different once I turn the light back on. Now, since she's got yellow hair, maybe she can just have brown shoes or something. Or, no, red shoes. Why not? Oh, who has red shoes like that? Maybe they're just light colored. Oh, okay. Whoops. I was filling it in on the wrong layer, which happens sometimes. Well, goodness. Let's turn the light back on. Let's just make these black. Ah, that's fine. Contrast is the name of the game. And take the lightness down to nothing. Change that. Subtract. Clear level. Okay. That's about as much time as I can spend. Okay, we can put her something like blue. Didn't have much blue yet. And that's fine. Uh-oh, I've just gotten buzzed. Oh no. There we go. Sample here. Let's give her little cheeks. A little higher up. There we go. There we go. And put this shadow in. Subtract layer. Okay. Put this back to clear. Ooh. What is going on right there, my friend? Let's make sure that this goes away quickly. There we go. Back to business. Whoops. Need to color her mouth in. Let's just make that pure black. It won't show up as pure black because they are just right in the light. Okay. There we go. Slowly but surely, these characters are coming to life. Let's catch up on the chat. Recording audio for a super secret project today. Nice, Soren, nice. And welcome, Deirdre. And Chloe says... Yes, Chloe is saying, if you go to the line layer right here, wherever I have the line, and click the checkerboard box next to lock, it's just coloring in the lines. Zoran away! Oh boy, so Zoran was probably here 15 minutes ago. And Katharani says, do I enjoy making more realistic drawings? It's very satisfying going to life drawing, for sure. It's not just... It's just not something I get to do very often. And, you know, just for my own sanity, to see how I've been doing, I'm going to lock the layers. That's a way of keeping track of what I need to do. So there's quite a bit left to go. But we are on our way. So this is an umbrella that needs to be yellow. And, oh, you know what? Let's decide on a tone here. Oh, you know, I need to get back to the bottom of the chat. You keep saying that, and then not doing it. So let's do that. Hey, Fluffcopter, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing? And Fenrir, boy, this was back when I said Cowboy Bebop. And Ice Cream Hero says you have to know how to do realistic to do cartoony. Well, not necessarily, but it is a great help to understand anatomy and do gesture drawing. Yeah, someday I'll get back to my life drawing classes. Well, at first they have to open again. I mean, I guess that's a prerequisite. Whoops, I forgot his eyebrows. Ooh, there's such a tiny drawing. And I cannot select the eyebrows. Let's go, Lucy. There we go. little bit darker. I guess this is about as dark as he's gonna get. Let's see. Yeah, he's got pretty dark hair. With sort of like blonde streaks. How does that look? Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving like a shark. Make her a little more strawberry blonde. Ooh. Her glasses need to come down. They're not pince-nez, or pince-nez, or whatever, however you say that. Come up with something that is better contrast. Let's have these shoes be the same, and this too. Okay. Have all these be the same color. Let's see how this looks. It's fine. Oops. It's supposed to be white teeth, not green teeth. Oh, and the umbrella. Definitely need to do something about that. Expand. Enhance. Let's see how funny this looks. Kind of funny. We'll see. If I have to change this light, it's going to be a little bit awkward. Just a tad. Let's get to the bottom of the chat. And Krug Smash came in. Hey, Krug Smash. I don't know nothing. What you know, Joe? I don't know nothing. And Fenrir had to go 15 minutes ago, probably. And Katna17 says, hello. Welcome. Fluffcopter says, kinda all over the place right now. Thankfully, my area starts to open up again since the virus spread is stabilizing. I can't remember, Fluffcopter. Are you in Israel? Just remind me. And Yellow Cerberus says, there's always Croquis Cafe as an alternative. I must have missed this conversation. And Saint Fasudo says, will this be an ebook, a physical book, or both? I don't know if it's going to be an ebook. It's definitely going to be a physical book. It's going to be going to the printers, which is why this deadline is kind of important. And LJ says, will you do an animated trailer for this book? Watch the trailer for the first one, and it's brilliant, but it looks like tons of work. Well, funny you should mention that. I am going to do some bit of animation with it, but the first one was basically, I kept making animated GIFs as a way to promote the book. And then I put all of the animated GIFs together in one trailer, and it added up to be like a minute of footage. You know, and there's a lot of space between the door opening and closing. So I was pretty pleased with the way it turned out, and thank you for looking it up. And in case anyone's interested, maybe I should post the link. Little Red Door trailer. Park? No, book. There it is. Copy link. Little Red Door trailer. There you go, in case anybody's interested. And for this book, I want to do something that's a little more story-based. Just not like a narrative of any kind, but something that has a definite setup and a payoff. Like just a cute little thing. And there's bits of this book where they're sliding on rainbows, and I want to do something like that, like some sort of rainbow slide gag, you know, like you do. And No Parking Berry says, have I thought about publishing another paperback showcase of your artwork? Yeah, my last art book was in 2015, I think. And I have plans for doing a pinup sketchbook, but I just have a lot of projects to juggle, and doing anything at this time is kind of hard with the not sleeping. But once I get a little bit of sleep again, I'm going to be back on it. But I really want to do the pinup book, because, you know, I also like to hit many birds with single stones. Oh, I like that better. Okay, I'm keeping that. And the pinup book will be partly my development for the pitch I'm doing that I've been trying to get to for a long time. Okay, whose turn is it? It's your turn, Grandpa. Ah, yes, Grandpa, popping bubbles. Like back in my day. We popped bubbles too, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. Now, basically, the projects that, the personal projects that I'm doing now are things that I can knock out pretty quickly. Because if it's something I can do quickly, it means that if it's something I can do in a couple days, I can get that done in the course of a few weeks. So every project sort of scales up in production time because I have so little time during the day to do it. And, you know, things are complicated with, if I have time to work, it has to be stuff that, you know, brings a little bit of bacon. So that's why original stuff has been really hard to get to for the past year and a half or so. And it's frustrating. I really miss it, and I promise I've got a lot of ideas of things I want to get done. So original stuff that I do is basically I've been doing a lot of the t-shirt designs because that brings in like pretty consistently like a whopping $45 a month, which doesn't sound like much, so no laughing, but it's something. It means there's potential to grow, so it's worth investing a few minutes a week in creating a design that could bring, you know, could conceivably add to that revenue stream. So it's just about building on top of that, and hopefully it'll pay off at some point. And I think of it this way, when you scoff at, $45, what is that? That's nothing. But say, hey, that's like a bill, that's groceries, that's a utility or something. Would I rather, I think of it like I could pay off my domains with a couple months of t-shirt purchases. So when you think in terms of there's potential to be had, things seem a lot more positive. I mean, it would be really nice to have 1 million subs on YouTube and be able to support myself through the ad revenue, but I don't have the wherewithal to build that up right now, so I'm just focusing on the little things that I can do. So, a lot of people complain about, it's not fair, I have this great idea, but I don't have the money to produce this feature-length film. And I always say, well, nobody does. Nobody can produce a feature-length film. People in the business can't produce a feature-length film, so it's sort of a fool's errand to try and, have no experience and kickstart a feature film. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. Focus on things that you can do, things that are within your capacity to accomplish within a reasonable time frame. And the more you get stuff done like that, the more confident you're going to get, and you can do bigger and bigger projects. Oh, Grandpa. Oh, the yellow of this umbrella is just ruining everything. Let me change this. Yeah, I just needed to get more contrast there. That's fine. Don't worry, Grandpa. I got you covered. So I think I said everything that I had to say about that. I don't even think somebody asked me about that. I think I was just talking and tangentializing. That's not a word, but maybe it should be. Okay, Gramps. And I think I missed a few. Did I say hello to you, Donnie? Hi, Donnie. And Fluffcopter says, here's a wacky idea. Oh my gosh, Craig Smash. Super chat. You are so generous. Craig Smash, is there anything I can do for you? Because you've donated so much. Just, hit me up in a PM if you want a sketch or something. Because you're too nice and I'm feeling bad for taking your super chat money. Fluffcopter says, here's a wacky idea. What if Photoshop decided to expand the selection properly without having to tell it all the time? Or at least creating being able to do a key command. Yeah, that would be great. That would be really great. And woot, Anna. And Weird Cartoon Kid had to leave 10 minutes ago. So if you watch this on a replay, I said goodbye, Weird Cartoon Kid. And Fluffcopter says, yes, I'm from Israel, but I think you said, I'm hearing the US isn't doing too hot virus-wise. Stay safe. The US is a big country. Some places are kind of bad. Some places not as much. I'm in Georgia, and we opened up a bit prematurely. I don't know. But nothing really opened up. Like, Nate, my husband, was really anxious to get a haircut because he's needing a haircut. But none of the salons are open. Maybe one out of the dozen that we checked, and they're, obviously booked solid. But a lot of the businesses are saying, okay, nice to know we can open up, but we decided to stay closed. So things are not open yet. Nobody's really coming back out just yet. I know my family and I are making plans to have a reunion, my sisters and my parents, next weekend. But that was the prescribed opening day. And we're not going to go anywhere. We're just going to see each other, which we're really looking forward to. But, things are pretty decent-ish, I guess. The hospitals aren't overwhelmed, which is, great. We've been on a downward trend for, I think, almost 2 weeks now. A very steep downward trend in my area. So I think there's reasons to be cautiously optimistic. I could stay in quarantine forever because I never go outside anyway. But I think it's going to take a while for people to feel confident enough to leave and sort of get back to normal life. But it's not terrible. But people certainly want to get back to work. So I feel very lucky that I'm able to work from home on stuff like this. Because otherwise that would be pretty awful. But, it's the one time creating an introverted lifestyle came in handy, so. I was always the kind of person that needed sort of a pep talk in order to go out to a bar, and 3 days to recover from the anxiety of it all. I was getting better. Before I had kids, I was able to go out and enjoy myself. But I think I might need to retrain myself. But you know what? I'm willing to make the sacrifice. Oh, Grandpa, I missed part of your shirt. Yeah, but how is everybody else doing? Is anybody sticking a toe out into the cold waters of normal life? Yeah. I've ordered some masks from Etsy, and I'm waiting for them to arrive. My lovely mother-in-law sent the family some masks as well. But the ones I ordered have a filter you can put in them, or have space to put a filter, and I want to get those masks. They should be here next week, I think. I can't even remember when I ordered them. It was was it last year? It's I need things to break up the day at least. So it's it's Saturday, and it's every other day. Except today's Sunday. Don't listen to me. Wait, come on. Expand. There we go. Okay, let's turn the light back on, Gramps. Oh my gosh, I've been working for a long time and I still haven't even done half the characters yet. Okay, let's give him dark gray slacks, which looks the same. I'm missing that other suspender. Uh-oh. I hear sounds. Uh-oh. Might be time for me to go get the baby. I need to check in with her. That's why it's hard, even if I have help with the baby. Sometimes when she's upset or if she wants me, she's inconsolable. So I will probably pop over and give her a snuggle in a few minutes. Yeah, that's why for me to work, it's definitely a family effort for me to, like when Nate's working, I just, I mean, they love daddy, but Diana never cries inconsolably for anybody but mama. And we've tried the whole cry it out thing, and it's awful, and I don't want to do it. Every so often we try it again, and it's just awful. Okay. Okay, things seem to sound better. But I might need to take a break in a few minutes. I didn't have lunch yet. And I'm starting to feel the gurgles. And right now I'm just attacking all the tangents that I've just created. There we go. No more tangents. Bane of my existence, tangents. In my art and in my brain. They don't leave me be. Okay. Grandpa. Looking all grandpa-ish. Still bothers me. This collar right here. Let me fix these lines. These are not good lines. I'm going to take this collar and I am going to simplify it. There we go. Oh, this... Grandpa, why are you taking so much of my time? Why didn't I draw you right the first go around? Fix this. This is fine. I can fix this. Whoops. Slowly but surely, this will be fixed. Okay. Okay, that's better. That's better, Grampy. Still not the greatest, cleanest drawing, but I don't have time. There's no time. Okay, now let's find that brush I like so much again. Under paint box, big wide softly. Clear. I might have to do this. Come on. Doesn't need that much detail. There we go. I think that was plenty dark before. Okay. Oh, I'm behind on the chat again. Let's go. And LJ says, I know juggling and illustrations and animation is hard, but looking forward to more short animated GIFs. Oh, thank you, LJ. The book has to be done first, but in, I think next month, I'll button down what exactly it's going to be, because it is I have to do some because it is in my contract. It's understated that I will help promote the book with some animated GIFs. And Venus asked, did I work on Husband Hotel? I did about almost 30 seconds of animation on Alistair. Yes? I'm working, sweetie. What is it? Is my daughter in the background? Now she is. Oh, I missed a lot of chats. Save. Do you like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to...
Can I see myself?
Yeah, you're right here. That's you.
And then, are you holding Dada and Dad?
Yeah.
And then is Daddy taking a picture?
Yes.
Are you working hard on doing that?
Am I what?
Are you working to do?
Yes, but I've got a lot of other characters to finish coloring. But I'll get to it. Save again. Let me look at the chat one more time. See, is there any last question? The little girl looks like she might turn blue. Oh, the one blowing the bubbles. Yes, well, blowing bubbles is hard work. But I want to thank everybody for keeping me company while I finish this beast of an illustration. Whoa. But I think I gotta hang it up for now. I will hopefully... I know the last time I said I was gonna live stream again, I was hoping it would be a total request, but now I don't know. This is the job that never ends. But hopefully I'll finish this off tonight, and the next time I stream it'll be a total request. So everyone have a great Sunday. Say can you say bye-bye, Tally?
Bye-bye.
Camera's right there.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, that's the little red door characters.
Yeah, it is the little red door characters. This is for the little red door. Yeah. Okay, see you next time.